Okay,
Move along.
Okay, Ben.
Just more comments?
Go for it.
Let's try something less controversial.
Oh, yeah, all right. Yeah, Watchmen. Oh.
Oops.
Oops.
Can we edit that? We're going to edit that out. We're gonna,
No,
actually,
don't.
let's
Leave
keep
it
that
in.
It's real. It's real. Let's keep it in. It's real. You know, in reality, he would have to deal with that problem every day. What are you doing? I've got that one. Oh, that's the new one. That's
Okay,
the first
sorry.
one. Oh, with the
Three.
Darwin Cook cover. Oh, because there's a Darwin Cook cover too.
3, 2, 1.
Okay, let's do something a little less controversial. Before Watchmen.
Before Watchmen.
Before Watchmen.
Now, I think some viewers would like to see this. See this? Minutemen, the first one.
No! That's a Darwin Cook, man. You do not tear up a Darwin Cook in my presence. What are you doing?
Oh. Okay, you know, everyone who says that I'm
Some
being
people-
controversial to the things that
please
I
edit
say,
that
that
out,
was just
Tim.
so
Some
wrong.
people like Alan Moore, okay? And some people think that they should never touch his material
So there's
ever
like
again.
50%
He's
of people
doing this
watching
to be
right now,
controversial.
and he's doing
He's
that to have, get
You know what? I love
This
Alan Moore
just
too, but
cost
that was
me-
a Darwin Cook that you
This
just
just
tore
cost
up.
me my pocket change just
well,
then.
Well,
But I'd like to make a point before you
have
start.
we got any tape?
That
I
some
can
of
probably
these people,
save this. I can probably save it.
Get us some sticky tape.
some of the
We
people
can
that
rebuild
may be
it.
watching
We have the
understand
technology.
what I just did then and why.
It's a Darwin Cook, man. You tore up a Darwin Cook in my presence. I can't
look,
believe you did that.
I'm not with those persons.
No.
Okay.
Let's make that clear.
I'm not with those
That's
persons.
not Peter's reaction.
But,
That's not
but-
your reaction.
But I will
No.
say
That some people do feel like doing that to the comic.
No.
and I think they would like to see that happen. Okay. Now besides that, Alan Moore has ripped off so many other classic texts.
Ooh,
Amen.
this is the big argument, isn't it? This is the kind of
That
part of
he
the matter.
can't. He's
It's
sold
not
the
a-
rights to this.
Do we
He
need
can't
to-
have any.
Do we need to set this up for people though? Because we've just launched into the debate.
People will know, I mean, people who are watching
know,
this will
Okay,
know.
these comics, Watchmen. Let me get the graphic novel.
1986, Watchmen.
Yeah.
Everything changes. This is
Watchmen.
This is a work of literature. This
Watchmen.
made it into Time magazine's list of 100 greatest works of literature of the 20th century.
Since
and
1927.
it totally deserves to be there.
Yeah, it's the only graphic novel. that
I
has
would,
made
I
that
would
list.
argue, and
You've taught
you know,
it at year 12 level.
I've taught it. Well, year 11, but yeah,
Year 11.
I've taught it as a literary text. Without any irony at all, I believe it is a work of true literature.
Written
There is-
over 20 years?
86.
86. So
Whatever that is.
15, 16
We're not
years ago.
mathematicians.
Yeah.
We're not mathematicians. It is an amazing
Oops,
formalist
25
work.
years ago.
25 years ago. Quarter of a century ago. It is an incredible, densely layered, complex, challenging, words I have trouble describing. how
Zack
good
Snyder
this-
was the only one that thought he can make it into a film.
Well, the only thing that he could do.
Dawn of the Dead.
And the only
300.
300.
Let me
Sucker
take a
punch.
Watchmen.
Sucker punch.
Sucker punch.
He did the only thing that any filmmaker can do with Watchmen, and that is leave it alone as much as you can, just tell the story as best you can. And, you know, okay, fair enough, whatever. But the book itself, if you have not, there are two kinds of people in the world. There are people who are comic readers, and there are people who haven't read Watchmen.
I've not read Sandman. I don't care.
Peter, don't admit that on camera.
No, I'm
Do not
going
admit
to.
that
I've
on
not
camera.
read Sandman.
Having said that,
I've read 2 out of the 10 graphic
I
novels.
still
I
haven't
wasn't
finished The
impressed.
Invisible.
Yeah, I read about 2 as well.
I am impressed. Sandman is just fantastic.
Have
But
you
anyway,
written any?
No.
You
Okay.
don't need to. You
Yeah.
don't need to.
25 odd
Sandman,
years
reading
later.
Sandman graphic novels is not on your top 100 things to do bucket list before you die.
No.
You don't have to worry about
But
that.
Watchmen is.
But with Ash, we're talking about someone who
No, I don't think Watchmen.
who loves the Punisher so much. Am I allowed to reveal this?
Yeah.
That he changed his name to Ash Castle. This is a man. So obviously Sandman's not necessarily going to be a
This
thing.
is a man I fully respect.
It's totally my
for
thing.
that as well.
Yeah, I respect it too.
'Cause
I love
I
it. Yeah.
fucking
There's so
like
But
much
here's
testosterone on
the
this
no
couch.
wonder.
If I was gonna-
we're the estrogen section.
Oh, God. I need a little bit more
Hey.
estrogen on this
You
couch.
know, I mean, hey, you know how much testosterone's going around. Look, here's the thing.
I would call myself Rick Adlard
Rick Adler.
if I was to change my name. Rick Adlard. Rick from the main character of this and Adlard for the
25
artist.
years after
Yeah,
the
let's
seminal
get back to
work of Watchmen, DC Comics have dared, and many people would regard it this way, to release the very first ever series of related material to this. Nothing else has been done with Watchmen. Apart, I mean, unless you count the film, which is really just an adaptation. This is the first, and the howls of indignation from many fans were palpable as soon as it was announced.
Forums have been melting down.
Part of the issue, and it is a true issue. I mean, it is something worth noting. Part of the issue is the way that Alan Moore was treated by the company, the nature of contracts and so forth.
But he did sign over the rights.
He did, and Peter, what you were getting at as well was this idea that
Hey, look, it reads really well.
I don't want to look at that anymore. In fact, I'm having trouble looking at you at the moment. People were concerned that it was a kind of an insult, kind of a slap in the face to Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons, the artist. Having said that,
and the artists who are actually involved have been attacked.
These are all prequel books. There are seven different series, which are all running more or less simultaneously. So basically, you get one a week. DC, interestingly, have put their top creators on these books. I think the best people working for them at the moment, including Darwin Cook. And why couldn't you have torn up any of the others? But anyway, Darwin Cook, probably my favorite writer-artist, working on Minutemen and also co-writing the Silk Spectre book as well. You've got the Kuberts, the amazing Joe Kubert, the god of classic comics.
And he's done a lot of Punisher as well.
Working on Night Owl.
Great Punisher.
You've got Len Wein and Jay, or Jai, depending on where you went to school. Jai Lee, working on Ozymandias. Not a strong one, that one, I have to say, having read that one.
But the artwork, hey, that's the one that's actually turning heads.
The Ozymandias?
Yeah.
It's exquisite looking. The writing lets it down a tad, I think. But it's exquisite.
But it is really nice.
It is beautiful. It's beautiful. Brian Azzarello working on the comedian book with J.G. Jones. Really a solid performer.
The two biggest.
Oh wow!
There are seven. There are 7 mini-series.
Wow, look at this. This
that
is just
that are
gorgeous.
before Watchmen.
It's
and
amazing.
That's gorgeous.
And for the structure.
The two that people are looking forward to the most, although they did start with Minutemen, with Darwin Cook just doing his own. Gee,
I wish I had one to hold up here. I could hold up issue 2, I guess. Get your mitts off.
Shall I get you another number one?
Please, would you? No, that's okay.
I have a few more.
Cook on Minutemen is just playing in his favourite playground because it's a period piece.
Yeah.
And he loves this stuff.
But the two that people are most looking forward to are two that haven't come out yet. Dr. Manhattan with Adam Hughes.
Yeah.
And is that Straczynski? I believe so.
Straczynski and Hughes,
yep.
Yeah.
And then there's Rorschach. Now, I don't know if anyone's seen the Watchmen film or read about Rorschach. Rorschach's a little bit like the detective, rough as guts sort of guy. Got a lot of problems.
Think Batman, only more driven and with less social skills.
Completely less social skills.
Or indeed personal hygiene.
And Azzarello and Lee Barmijo, the team that have done Joker, very dark book.
And illustrated to perfection.
And Luther, Man of Steel. Those two books are great. Those two miniseries are coming out, I think, next month in August.
Yeah, so they've matched creative teams with these books that are entirely appropriate, I think, in terms of the tone. And
I'm going to I'm just going to read out from the back of Minutemen number 1.
Look, it's in that one as well.
No, it's okay. No, Chicago Con 2 years ago. I'm having dinner with pals Adam Hughes and his fabulous wife Alison. Connie, you've met them both.
Yeah.
Let me just pick that name up for you.
Yeah, I didn't mention that.
Adam, I say, I've got to take you off All-Star Wonder Woman, Adam's dream project, which he was currently writing and drawing. I've got a much more important project, something you just can't say no to. There's no project more important to me than ASWW. All-Star Wonder Woman. Don't even tell me what this other thing is. And then he pushes over that napkin that's folded across the table. And Adam says, yeah, whatever. And reads Dr. Manhattan. And he goes,
and comic history is made.
Comic history is made. Literally unable to speak.
Actually.
It's a good story.
It's a really, really good story.
A confused Alison snatches the paper from Adam's hands, reads it, and the same look at her face, which is Dr. Manhattan. And then they got Straczynski on board.
To put it in terms that film buffs might understand, if somebody said, we want you to do a prequel to Citizen Kane, or what kind of uproar
of the
would
comic
it be?
industry,
Yeah,
I think.
that's what I'm saying. If somebody came to,
we can fix that.
If someone said, we want you to do a prequel to Hamlet, we want to do before Hamlet, That's the kind of thing we're talking.
That's a
And then
one
you
in.
can also imagine how daunting.
This is worth a lot more money now, Pete. You've just upped the value
It's
of
a
that.
1 in 100,000 variant now.
It's a personally torn by Peter Moore issue. I have read all of them so far, and I have enjoyed all of them to varying degrees. Some are better than others.
So which one would be your
Well,
Darwin Cook?
look, I'm biased because
Yeah.
I love Cook. I mean, every panel that Cook draws, it speaks to me. But it's a personal thing. It speaks to me because
I was
that's
going to say,
that
for
style I
me,
like.
without a doubt, it's this one.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah,
a
man,
We're
this
going to
one-
talk about
For
Darwin
right-
Cook.
This one.
For writing, I would go with the Azzarello though. Oh.
Oh, how
No,
no.
appropriate. Good
Closing,
segue here.
closing comments on Before Watchmen. I have heard nothing but either average to excellence
I'd lean more
With-
towards excellence.
with Before
Yeah.
Watchmen. I think DC have put
Which
on a lot of good
hopefully
teams
will
Look,
on these books.
Look, my position. Look, I
Help the
love Alan
naysayers
Moore. I
maybe calm down a little
I
bit.
sympathise with Alan Moore. I sympathise with people who are angered by even the fact these books exist. But at the end of the day, it results in some excellent work from some excellent creators, and that's what
Yeah.
I'm concerned about, and that's what gets my cat.